शलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे। Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji, can you try to mix with Kannada also a little bit for the benefit of...
Kannada. Is this going to be recorded?
Yes, Prabhuji.
I'll try my best. I don't know. Maybe my flow will get... I'll try. All right. So, it's a very important day for all of you. Must have celebrated a nice Mahalakshmi Puja today. And you must have nourished your deities with a nice Maha, and you must have honored it. Maybe I missed it out, but certainly we did also in our house. So festivals always keeping Krishna in center. It will be always very mood of joy, and also we should realize that festivals can give us a lot of knowledge, which I may address it tomorrow a little bit over that. So now I gave the importance. I'm a little selfish guy in this regard, always thinking about how to make the best use of great devotees, Vaishnavis. I'm looking at how ICC growth, how best we can please Prabhupada. It's not a one man, it's a team ICC we have to do together. So in this regard, after a long thought about process, after going to the GBC college, coming back, many things have been vibrating in my mind and slowly extending into different fields. And one of the important issue what we are looking at is that especially ICC requires a strong women leadership too. Of course, you're all very strong. Now, how to get it together and go forward. So in this regard, I thought we will speak something about, share some very nice, important, great leaders in our tradition. And also the importance of the womanhood. In my last, this one I explained about the soul sitting in a woman's body and a man's body. So here now we will look into exactly how does the feminine character of the Supreme Lord also plays a very important role, and looking at how tolerant she is. So in the pastime of Ramachandra, there is an addressing of Bharadwaja. He addresses to Ramana. He says a beautiful sloka, you must be knowing. Mitrani dhana dhanani prajanam sampatani va janani janmi bhumascha swargadapi gariyasi. Very important point he makes. He says, translation, friends, riches and grains are highly honored in the world, but mother and motherland are superior even to heaven, he says. So Swargaginta, to stay with the mother and the motherland, Bala Uttama. And one more sloka also comes from there where Rama is addressing to Lakshmana, when Lakshmana is telling what a beauty of Sri Lanka is. So at that time, he is explaining to Ram, what a beauty, full of gold. So at that time again Rama speaks about Api Suvarna Mayva Lanka Name Lakshmana Rochate Janani Janma Bhumescha Swargadapi Gariyasi. What an important point Rama is making again. Again he says, Lakshmana, even this golden Lanka does not appeal to me. Mother and motherland are superior even to heaven, he quotes. So, this is a very important point of the feminine character of the Supreme Lord, how important it is. So it starts from Radha and it expands to Lakshmi and Anantagodi, you can see. So it keeps expanding. In this aspect of our own land, which is supposed to be now, what do you call, the boundaries have shrunk upon. What like Chaitanya says is Bharata Bhumi Janma Yara Khari Khari Sartaka Pariupar. Now again he is talking about the land, how important it is. So anybody born in this land of Bharatavarsha, our main duty is to look at how we can serve others. So in this regard, let us take the example of Bhumi herself. So Mother Sacred Earth, Bhumi Rai, how she is responding. So she is called Sacred Goddess. She is the mother of all living entities. When Mahavishnu impregnated on the Mother Earth, all types of living entities came and non-living entities came in from her stomach. She is the mother of every life that has taken birth or living. So Sanatana Dharma, what does he say? Spiritual fellow tool. Approach that acknowledge and worship the inseparable nature of divinity and Mother Nature. That means Krishna and his feminine character cannot be separated out. They're always there. Mahavishnu, he had from the Vaikuntha 3 expansions coming out of. One is Lakshmi and one is, that is Sri Devi, Bhudevi and Neela Devi. So here Bhumi is referred to Bhudevi, or in recent times you can say as Goda. So now looking at the nature of the quality of the Mother Earth, she is the epitome of forbearance. Yav idukku she is talahadi. Compassion. Nobody can have better compassion than her. She is tolerating all kinds of people. Poisonous trees, poisonous mind, all kinds of animals, human beings with different character. Everybody is restraining on her. And look at her patience. Her patience is beyond our comprehensions. And every one of our journey is related with her. All of us today are standing because she is holding you, but we don't remember it. We never think of Bhumi. Hare yaar, every step I'm taking, nadita idini, kalgade hogta illa. But we never think of her. But she always thinks of us, that every time we are moving, and she's protecting us. So the Sanatana Dharma is glorifying her to that degree that, but unfortunately in the present civilization, we are forgetting the very aspect of our existence. The weight of our actions, both individual and collective, bear heavily on the Mother Earth. It is for this reason that, there is a prayer. Every day when we wake up, we always pray, oh, I'm going to keep my foot down. Please forgive me. Oh, Mother Earth, you are the ocean of as your garments, the mountains as your bosom. O consort of Lord Vishnu, salutation to you. Please forgive me the touch of my feet on earth, which is your holy body. So, of course, by praying this, that is fine for us, but we don't become oversensitive. Okay, now I'm walking around, I become sensitive. it's not that way. But acknowledging the fact, yes, Kritagnata, yes, this Bhumi, she's supporting entirely. Our 2 feet, always resting on that. So how far we are conscious about this? Huh? Samudravasini Devi Parvatasnini Mandale Vishnupati Namastubhyam Padasparsha Shamasmane. That means he's telling, please forgive me. This is the prayer given for seeking her forgiveness. Now continuing, Prithvi is mentioned as Bhumi Devi. She is none other than Goddess Lakshmi expanded as one who bears the Lord's children. But such a great devotee personality, she was also disturbed. You must be all anxious to know shortly Janmashtami is coming. Just to give a prelude, when Krishna was to be born, before that Bhumi went to Brahma. She's asking Dwapar Yuga, Hare Baba, Brahma, I'm not able to tolerate anymore the onslaught of Asuras. Please help me. Help me. It's getting overburdened. So she goes and pleads to Brahma. And Brahma is going to Krishna. So you can see that how that the tolerance level with everyone is graded. And epitome of tolerance is Bhumi Devi. So if you understand the insights of Bhumi Sukta, Bhumi is completely sustained by Dharma. What is that? What sustains earth? What sustains Bhumi is Satyam, truth, Rutam, cosmic law. Ugra Diksha Tapaha, that means passionate devotion and penance, Yagna, offering, all that holds earth and sustains it. So if at all we are doing Yagna and many other austeritical work, it is in relation with Bhumi. So it is interrelated. But when you do this, she sustains all of us. Then our relation, second point which I'm making is our relation does not limit to one life. This is another important point we have to think is our past, present, future completely rests on her. And even Mundin Janma is also a part of it. She is there. So our relation is inseparable. Wherever you are. She is the witness of past, present and future. So you cannot say nobody knows. So other than Paramatma, we have a consort of Lord who is also accompanying us. But opportunity is given us to overcome our own difficulties. Then the third aspect is she provides us the platform to evolve and progress. This is most important point of the feminine character. What does this say? Evolve and progress. For that, what she's doing? There are mountains, there are slow plains. She's giving so much of things are grown. It is for the benefit of us. Everything you go today, you plant, a beautiful flower comes. So many fruits, so many grains are all coming. She is not eating that, she is giving it to us. So that she is the foremost mother of everybody. There is nobody beyond her because she is able to give life after life. She supports her. So how important she is. Then comes the fourth, our lives are inseparable. For every aspect of our life comes from her, including Jadi Booty, medicinal. And she is in all directions. Her Shakti is also supporting the non-living beings. So look at her, the qualities. So from this you can understand, Arey Bahu, what was wrong with me? I didn't understand. That's why when we do build like a house, new reverberate along with that. She is called as Vishwambara, all bearing. She is called Vasudha. She has all the riches. She is also called Pratishta, foundation of which we live in. That means giving you first example of an extraordinary woman, a great supporter, a great well-wisher, and at the same time following in the footsteps of her husband, that is Supreme Lord himself. And with kind of separation and no separation, she has always been holding the entire world. So Srila Prabhupada, when he was looking at Iskcon Foundation, he never isolated only men for it. He was very inclusive, he was looking at. I'll come to that. Then we will take another great lady in this regard of extraordinary leaders I'm talking about, who are knowledgeable, who did big. Then there is Gargi. She was coming from the Gargi in that parampara, Vachana Kavi. So Brihadaranyaka Upanishad explains about her. She is a great natural philosopher, and she was a brahmacharani, Naishtika brahmacharani. At that time. So something to know about her, she even counteracted Yagnavalka. You know, Yagnavalka is a great knowledgeable person at that time. Nobody could defeat him. And there was a regular habit or honoring the great leaders in Janaka's kingdom. She would invite all the great educationalists from different paths, and they would come and explain there. And there would be also a healthy debate. So in this process, this Yagnavalka, somewhat one time probably, he got a little carried off. And when he was about to come to this assembly, he made sure that many of them ran away, because they knew nobody can defeat him. So it's a question of a shame. So they all left, and only 9 were left. In that 9, Gargi was also sitting. Her name is Vachana Kavi. That means very intelligent. So she is the daughter of Vachanaknu. So she had mastered many things. So then the other people also started arguing and things over. Then finally Gargi, she stood and started questioning Yagnavalka. So in the process of this, at that time, she came up to the point where many points he answered, but still she was not so easily give up. And she came to a position of where she talked about Atman. So she started counteracting. He defined Atma. I'm not going to the details of it. It's a very big subject matter by itself. And so they talked about Atma. And the interaction went on. And it appeared that she would not give up. So at that time, Yagnavalka told Gargi, as a feminine, going by the character, if you continue like this, it may not be very favorable to you, like that he advises. Then she admits and she gives up. But what happens next is that King Janaka appoints 9 exalted stars, and he appointed Gargi also like that. So it is not necessary that in all fields it is only the men. The men behind the women are already there, always there. So this was what we had looked upon, what Prabhupada was looking at, how he could include everyone. So in the modern era also, I will touch upon the modern situation where we have come across great leaders like Jhansi Rani, we have Kittur Chennamma, we have great politicians, scientists, academics, philosophers. Everybody is doing great service in their field. So I'm coming to the Vaishnavism a little later. I'm trying to highlight that in every field you require all kind of characters. So we had Florence Nightingale. The very moment she would move, she would cure patients. Huh? We have, of course, controversial persons like Indira Gandhi was also there. She was a great leader too, but maybe her certain actions was not favorable. Then we have in politician circles, we have in the present, we have Smriti Irani and many other great leaders. I have recently went through some of the top presently very committed to the society and also to the family. Then we have scientists, academics and philosophers, and we have great industrialists taking over. And some of that recently I've come across, the daughters are taking over from the fathers. And the outcome and what I saw, the company itself giving a very thumbs up for recently one daughter of, I think, HCL Computer. She's very young. She took over from the father. What I saw the comments from the people who were working, I think maybe 12,000 workers, they were very happy with her. Some of the characters deal of presented themselves very in, we have hospitals, we have Apollo Hospital, where the daughter is doing very out of, but Srila Prabhupada was different. Srila Prabhupada was different. What did Prabhupada say in 1974 in the morning walk? He said to about his own disciples, he said, these women are not very ordinary women. They are great preachers. They are Vaishnava. By their association, one becomes a Vaishnava. Here comes the catch. So he is highlighting about the importance of Vaishnavis among the Iskcon society. What a statement he is making. Huh? By association of a Vaishnavi, we are becoming Vaishnavas. So you can see the greatest missionary, Srila Prabhupada, established ashramas, temples, spiritual society. He inspired even women as well as men to become devotees of Krishna. He authorized these women to live in ashramas. Western world established, you could see he took up this risk of bringing them. To do this, he saw the Western world, the women especially, a little independent, and they would not that much subjected to the men aspect. They would walk off. So in that sense, Prabhupada said, okay, why can't I engage them too? So to do this, he inspired women also. You can see many of them become temple presidents, even presently. They started living in ashrams. So it could be some unconventional method also. Although exactly according with teachings of Lord Chaitanya. So what position of women in society that Srila Prabhupada founded? So the International Society of Krishna Consciousness, Srila Prabhupada gives this answer. He says to answer, founder's vision. The members of Iskcon are dedicated to distributing spiritual knowledge, techniques to others, and to practice the same themselves. It is the spiritual movement based on rendering transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Here Prabhupada defines devotional service means to engage all our senses in the service of Lord. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, the master of all senses. When we render service unto the Supreme, there are two side effects. We are freed from all material designations. He's highlighting this point. All material designations, that we are this, we are that, we are, all those things are gone. Secondly is, and simply by being employed in the service of Lord, our senses are purified. Now, a catch is there. We can't generalize material resignations. Okay, we are, yes. We are internally we are designated. We are out of this designation, but externally we have to be conscious. Oh, Prabhupada said this, now we are not women, not like that. Our consciousness is very, very important. Like last time I explained, in a woman's body, there is some maryada, what we have to look at that. Huh? The middle of the night, 12 o'clock, a woman cannot walk. So we are beyond like that. There are certain things where maryada is taken care, but that is on the basis of knowledge. It's not on the bodily consumption as such. And further, Prabhupada continues in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita. He says, Dharma to render service. Srila Prabhupada writes, we can easily see that every living being is constantly engaged. Kindly hear very carefully. He says, constantly engaged in rendering service to one another living being. A living being serves other living beings in various capacities. By doing so, the living entity enjoys this life. The lower animals serve the human beings as the servants serve their masters. One friend serves the other friend. Mother serves the son. Wife serves the husband. Father serves the children. And the husband serves the wife. And in all respect, you will see the service aspect is very much there, very predominant. So if you are going on search in spirit, it will see that no exception in society of activity of service is there. Everybody has to work. Therefore, we can safely conclude that service is a constant companion of living beings. And rendering service eternal dharma of the living being. This is the conclusion of from Prabhupada in Bhagavad Gita as it is. So this is, we can ponder on. Each one of you can look at your own life. Sometimes you have served your parents, sometimes you served your sisters, sometimes you served your teachers, sometimes you were served by so many. Now your children are serving, you served them. So entire life is going on the material aspects, but when it comes to spiritual aspect, you acknowledge it and you do something more. That means you bring in the divine aspect of service too. So this is very, very important. When you acknowledge, when material life, you are doing so much service. So when it comes to spiritual aspect, the service gets magnified and it spells through better understanding. The vision of spiritual is fully inclusive. And that's what Mother Earth is. Okay. Now she has identified all of us as her children. So there is no disparity in her affection to all of us. Because of our own karmas, activities, we are suffering. But her compassion is all the same. Oh, this guy is a bad guy, now I will not support him. There was nothing like that. So in this regard, what is Iskcon supposed to do? What is Prabhupada said? Prabhupada said, supposed to be the house of all the whole world can live in. Just like Bhumi, everybody is living. So Srila Prabhupada has the same vision. Whole world can live in. So there must be room for all. For me, you, and everyone. It's not a kind of a female stereotype. No, you are not, you cannot come. No, Iskcon, that is the vision of Srila Prabhupada. He taught that Lord Chaitanya rejected the bodily caste system completely. Completely spiritual aspect was highlighted. So Srila Prabhupada confirmed that anyone can be a Vaishnava. Sometimes we know that we are criticized. Krishna conscious movement engages both boys and girls. But Prabhupada said that they don't understand. What is we are beyond the community social customs. Jealousy, looking at, it's only an exploitation from material world when they started criticizing Iskcon movement. So this stereotype method will not help Krishna conscious. Chaitanya Charitamrita, he's talking about this purport. So Srila Prabhupada, as a pure devotee, was above the dualities of male and female. So his teachings were all radical. He brought us gift of Vedas, which teach purpose of human life, beyond bodies of spirit, soul meant for serving Krishna, to raise above the duality. The mind looks in so many ways to be the enjoyer, but it can trick us, wanting of to become spiritually advanced. So even among spiritualists, there is a competition where men say, no, women can't do this, this is. Yeah, let us take it in the overall concept of we are in India, we are in the Western world. In the present situation, we are seeing that in America, there is the women are much more aggressive, much more independent thinking. But according to that, Srila Prabhupada tailor it. But that may not happen in India, where there were women pujaris were there. Women would do many things. But when it came to India, Srila Prabhupada little adjusted that, okay, in India, we can little be moderate. But that doesn't mean that he forbade. He never forbade. He says time, place, and circumstances, we can look at it. So now let's come to women. What exactly? Women have a lot to contribute to humanity. Now you keep yourself as a child of Bhumi Devi. So you inherit her qualities. Contribute to humanity. Special ability to accept and deal with emotions. Able to foster growth, cooperation, and harmony. Women can do wonderful things. So we cannot say the women are the cause of conflicts. It may not be among Vaishnavis. So we can define, we can talk about it, we can resolve. So women are known for creativity. I see the DD dressing when they come out with different ideas, that they specialize it. And even in our GBC college, I have to mention Mataji, our Sri Gopinath's mother, wife, was an extraordinary contributor to our management cooperation. She was very skillful, very intelligent. Many things I learned from her. So that means to say, yes, there is, but opportunity should be given. So unless opportunity is given. Second thing is you should be willing to open out beyond, open your windows. Oh, I can do much more than what I'm doing today. The point I'm trying to say is, yes, the family tie-ups, always they're tied. There is no doubt about it. But that doesn't forbid in the free time how you can come out and serve. I was recently hearing Smriti Irani talking about her own life. Why I'm bringing her time and again is she's a young person. From where she was nowhere, suddenly she became such an important. If you look at her lectures and whatever she talks about, recently she talked about traditions and family. Vibha Prabhu had sent me. In that she mentions about how she's kept her family, her husband, her children. But she's also a social worker. Every aspect, whether it's Lions Club, whether it's Rotary Club, every club has a women's wing. So I want ICC to have a women's wing which will deal with certain things where you can determine. We are very eager to look at this aspect. It is not that when we have something, we come to you. No. We have a 5-year plan. You're all senior Matajis coming together, learning so many things. Many of you are practicing. But why can't we converge, come out with a policy matter? We can come out with a team where we can, Vaishnava ministry or Vaishnava Sangha, Vaishnavi Sangha, where you can come out with many of your wonderful ideas where you can help other children. We have a great dearth. Our community is growing. It is growing in different lines. So why I'm taking up this community aspect is I've seen many communities in Iskcon growing, but not all of them are inclusive. They're just limiting to them, but now it's opening out. So there are certain communities in the world, Europe, other places where women do take up in leadership. They do a lot of contribute towards the community growth. So this is an opportunity for ICC. All of you should sit and see Recently, I was interacting with one of the caregiver group. One Mataji was talking about, oh, my daughter is 14-year-old. She has no friends. So one of you can look at this, how she can be integrated. So we have issues. We have to train up our children, their education, their marriage life, their after marriage life, their kids, their behavior. How do they come? In every aspect, there is a woman's hand is required. Not only that, and also to give the Vedic wisdom. I heard from Suvarn Gaur Hari, after he finished, today is the last day, I'll be addressing that group after this. In that, he told me there are 40 girls that they have taken part for this 21-day program. So he is now going to engage one of you in their cultivation. So if you can look at a little bit beyond the family aspect, then you can see that what we are doing to the society. We are not catering to a people who are only initiated devotees. No. Initiated devotees are becoming responsible so that non-initiated become initiated. So we have at least 100 houses we can identify nearby ICC where Krishna is in the center. Now his family has to grow. But there are many families around them, they don't know what is life. So how to go about, how to reach out. Huh? So all these things can be meditated upon, could be one of the subject matter for you to contribute towards that, which you have to. I'll in a male position, I may not be able to do. I can support in many of these things, and many of my colleagues can do. But what you can do, I may not do. So in the present circumstances, what we are looking at is that how we can engage, give you the support to carry on Prabhupada's wishes for ICC, around ICC, is my plea to you all. It is my petition to you all that please work on this. Take your time. Some of you come together, brainstorm, and work out what are the difficulties the community faces and how we can fill those gaps. Yeah, it's not that everything will happen just like that. It's a long journey. Life is a long journey. So, but what you live, that you carry, like that I explained to you. So what is the footprints you leave today? The others will follow. So much of knowledge is there with all of you, with Prabhupada books. Just dig a little bit. What can we do to our society growth? Keeping our own family integrity, pakka, and a little extent, open one or two windows. Maybe you will get a ray will come where Krishna will show you, okay, you can do this. I'm not pushing you people. There are many things you can do in our temple. So I'm looking at equal leadership. You can work as a public relations person. You can take up communication department. You can take up DD department. Some of them are there. You can make it more vibrant. So many departments, children's already doing that. It is not necessary everything has to be handled by men, but they can be guided. So look at various aspects, think about it. You can come out with a comprehensive formula. Srila Prabhupada will be pleased. So this will help for our community grow in such a way that people are bewildered. My God, I was once bewildered in the Hare Krishna world at that time. There was a Mataji in Montreal. I forgot her name. And she was distributing books. And when she was distributing, and she is now Anuttama Prabhu's wife. Forgot her name. So I got inspired by that video, how she was distributing books. Also at the same time, when I was in Iskcon in '84 in Bangalore, my president's wife was there, my president's wife's sister was there. There were other two Matajis also, very young, so dedicated, so committed. They were doing wonderful things, but that time we didn't have much. But if I see that day and today, it's a vast difference. You have a great wealth and you yourself are the wealth. Mind that. You yourself are the wealth. You have to work on this and come out with a proactive step. See what you can contribute without your, disturbing your present family tie-up. So this is what I'm looking at. And in conclusion, I'm coming up with a beautiful pastime of Lord Rama and Sita. What is their interaction with a sadhavi? So in this way, we will fulfill the desires of Srila Prabhupada, bringing up the whole world to live in. And this pastime goes like this. So Rama and Sita, they were all going different places, and they come to one hermitage, and there were many rishis at that time. There was a female sage were also there at that time. So she came and put her hand on Sita's head and said, complimented her. So in that 3 points she made, listen very carefully. She said, my dear Sita, you have 3 things very, very important. What's that? You have a great blessing of a beautiful body possession. Sita was so most beautiful person. So that's why Lord only had to marry her. And second point she makes, you got such a great husband, such a noble husband. You have that as such a noble person as your husband. Greater and greatest. And greatest, she says, and how obedient you are to that you must be very happy. Mother Sita, she replied, wonderful. She replied, my dear Sadhvi, she said, 2 things I know, I can understand. But the third one, when you said that obedience, what I understand is whether I obey him or he obeys me. But one thing I can tell you, when I was going through the fire sacrifice, Saptabari, when I was going, I could make out that I was with him and he was with me. And that was the way we complement each other till today. That's what she said. So by this, I will rest my case. I'm open for reflections. And thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yes? I may.